Okay. Well, good morning, YouTubers. My name is Kerry. This is the Handyman 406 channel, and just to get right to things, I'd like to talk about some Ryobi tools and do a little bit of a review. I've bought quite a few over the years, and honestly, it all started with this one right here. If you guys remember back when they used to make the tools blue, and you know a little bit about, a little something about these. Now let me see if I can find a battery over here. Let's pop this in. This I bought like in 2001. Sounds terrible. But man, I've done everything with that. I think I paid $39 for that. And I would have never bought it, but my DeWalt I stripped out the gears at the time. I had a deck job, needed to get it finished. Went into Home Depot, saw this thing for like $39, 2 batteries and a charger and a drill. And I thought, well, that's going to help me get rid of the deck, finish up the deck job. And turns out I've still got it. Pretty good drill. So I started buying DeWalt's. Excuse me, Ryobis. Here's another one. This is a workhorse. This has been a great drill. I think I paid 60 bucks for it. Of course, you don't get these batteries here. I highly recommend these batteries. You can get them on sale for like 2 for 99 bucks. And that's what I'd look for if I were you. Don't get a single drop of water on these. It'll kill them. I've already killed 2 of these puppies. Just leaving them out in a little bit of rain. And I usually leave all my tools out in the rain, but my Ryobi tools, no, none of my cordless tools. But I just happened to, one of my batteries fell off the back of my truck one day, and but yeah. And so anyways, this is a good drill. I would definitely recommend buying that. This was the upgraded model from it, and you can see it's got some wear and tear. One little thing about that, never ever ever stick a bit in the end of one of those like that without like a bit holder. That bit is permanently stuck. Well, not permanently. I'll have to come up with some ingenious. I've already taken the drill apart trying to get that out. Can't seem to figure it out. Anyways, so I bought another one, and I like it. It's got plenty of power. My only complaint is it's pretty big compared to some of the other ones. And then I bought the skill saw. This is like the 3rd one I've bought. This has got a 6.5 inch blade. They make a 7-inch blade. There are some complaints I have about it. That's one of the complaints. The screws all fall out of these things. Other than that, it's been pretty durable. But they're like $100, so you may as well just buy a DeWalt. I don't know. That's just my feelings. I liked Ryobi because they were cheap and they were reasonably decent tools. Some of them were reasonably decent. The vacuum, pretty good little tool, and I don't know, you got to clean it constantly. Don't expect to like vacuum up a bunch with it, but if you're just like me and you go into a house and you cut a couple pieces of trim real fast, vacuum up your mess, you're in and out just like that. Works great. The impact, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's rated way below some of the other impacts. You can see I actually use this thing. It's 2 years old now, I think. Bought it for driving in lags up in Yellowstone. Use it for my cars. And this is no lie, I take the lug nuts off of my dump truck with it. Okay, I got a semi dump truck. Great big lug nuts. You guys know what I'm talking about. Pretty durable. I don't treat it nicely either. Love it, love it, love it, love it. This is a finish nailer. It shoots 2-inch finish nails. I would definitely recommend this. These things are in a class of their own. They're like $1.20 at Home Depot, and trust me, they're worth every penny. They don't fire every time. The little plunger needs a little bit of lubrication every now and then. It's no big deal. Pin nailer, love it. Same thing. These guys have done pretty good jobs on their nailers. This is my staple gun, love it. And I've used the crap out of this thing. I staple floors like you can't believe. I mean, just you got to put a staple that far apart on some of these underlayments. And I know I should probably break out my compressor, but I use this instead, and it's held up very, very well. Tire air pumper upper thingy, love it. The hose is a little cheesy. but hey, you pop a battery in this thing and it can really air up a tire, especially one of these bigger batteries fully charged. I was able to get 30 psi in my semi truck tire with this, okay, with one battery. This thing damn near overheated. Maybe that's why the hose is, because the hose got really hot, and I shouldn't treat things like that. Screw gun, love it, zero complaints. This thing's been awesome. It stays right there with the rest of, you know, the DeWalt's and the Makitas and whatever else. This thing has been a really well engineered, well put together tool. Loved it, past tense. This was one of those fine tools. Do we still call them fine tools? Are they multi-tools? I don't know. But it had this removable head, and it had like a bunch of saws and stuff that you could put with those things. They quit working. Look at that. Look at that. The light comes on, nothing happens. Okay? I don't know. It's just probably just a cheap motor, you know. But I liked it. The one thing I didn't like about it was you had to actually use an Allen key. But that was minor because I change these blades so seldom anyways. And to be honest with you, I probably would have bought some more attachments for it. I used this thing quite a bit before it did die. I'll have to admit, it just didn't get the life expectancy I expected out of it. Because for almost the same exact money I bought a DeWalt. You see what I'm saying? Ryobi, got to pick your game up here. All right, love it. See, I dropped it and I broke the bit. I don't treat these things nice. I do a lot of drywall, guys. I will say, it's actually kind of stiff right now. Yeah, so the motor's froze up. I got so much drywall dust in it, and so I have to shoot some WD-40 down in there every now and then. Sounds terrible, but hey, you know, it works every single time. My complaint is this little trigger is a little finicky, and it's too easy to turn it off. Every time you just barely, you know, and you got to like turn it back on again. I hate that kind of stuff. Glue gun. Well, would you look at that? I just melted glue all over. Must have been hot in the car because that didn't. Look at that. I left it in the hot car and the glue just melted all over. Love it. Super love it. The little insulation came off right away. But hey, this thing I use for everything. I use it for gluing on backsplashes, for gluing on baseboards where I can't find a stud, you know, nothing to nail to. I run across that quite a bit. And you name it, you know, I'm constantly reaching for this thing. No complaints whatsoever. And I don't know if anybody else makes anything comparable, but this thing has been awesome. Hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. This thing was like $39. I want you to take a look at that. Look at that brush is just popping right out of the side of the housing, both sides. Now it might still work. Even when it did work, hear it? It's like just lackluster in power. It's got nothing. It's got nothing. And these brushes get really hot, and you know, next thing you know, they're just burning through the side of the housing. So this thing was no good from the gate. I mean, it didn't have enough power to really, I couldn't cut a piece of rebar with it. I bought the upgraded version. Love it. Super love it. This thing's actually got a little bit of power. You can hear the difference. And it's got a pretty good little motor. It's got, you know, you can tell that housing is solid. But you pay for this. You know, you pay for a little, you know, and you know, I've got a bunch more tools. I wanted to include them all. Maybe I'll do a part 2. But one other tool I wanted to really say that I loved was the light. They have the fold out light, and I don't have it with me. I don't even know where it's at. It's on a job site somewhere. But I love that light except for the switch, the little on off switch. I don't know, it stopped working properly, and now you gotta, like, I actually take a battery and I hammer on it like this until the light comes on, but it still comes on, and I've been doing that for like a year or so. It hasn't totally died on me, and I use it everywhere for everything. And so that's kind of a little bit of a rundown, quick review of each tool. And so if you guys like Ryobi tools, that's my opinion on some of these things. I would definitely buy, especially for the price, for like 19 bucks. Definitely not buy Yes, definitely buy. Love it, love it, love it, love it. This is the stapler. This is the impact. Definitely would recommend that. This is the impact. Definitely, they've got their impacts down. Okay, I gotta admit, that's their base model impact. This is the cheapest one you can buy. Would definitely recommend it. The pin nailer, definitely, highly recommend it. This is probably one of the newer tools of my collection. We're gonna have to drag that behind the truck or something, make it look a little dirtier. It's a little embarrassing going on the job site with a clean tool. Very good. Just be careful. Don't put a single, you know, the little shorties, the little insert bits, don't put those in there all by themselves. Bad move on my part. It's not bad. Works pretty good. Remember, first one I bought. Love it. Definitely recommend it. Yeah, definitely recommend those. Glue gun, would recommend. I don't know if I would recommend these. Just buy a DeWalt, buy something else. Maybe their 7.5 or 7.25 version saw is better. Although this ain't been a terrible saw. It's actually got a little bit of power. I've cut 2x12s with it. And if you're gonna buy some batteries, buy the good batteries. Don't go with those cheapy whatever whole motor batteries. These things held up pretty good. And I've had these for probably 4 years. Some of them, the ones with the signatures on them. This one here is 4 years old. Okay, I put my name on it because there was a bunch of knuckleheads up there in Yellowstone, and you know, you don't want the knuckleheads taking your stuff. That's about it, man. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Thanks a lot for watching.